Do you use Spotify? Do you love Spotify? Listen, I'm not here to guilt trip anybody. I have used Spotify for years, but we need to bring attention to what Spotify is doing to artists and to musicians and to the industry. Again, I'm not here to guilt trip anybody, make them feel bad, but I want to bring to attention what is happening and what I am going to do about it, what I am actually doing about it. So I want to share a little information with you about this, and I want you to ask yourself, does this seem fair? Does this seem fair from the artist perspective? Not about whether or not you enjoy using Spotify to listen to music, but as an artist. It takes 1 million streams to make $4,000. And that's being generous. There are other cuts. There are also other variables in there that being $4,000 for 1 million streams is being very generous. It takes 100,000 streams per month to make minimum wage. What I'm doing right now, if you go to my Instagram, I am on a crusade and a mission and a personal challenge to make $20,000 in 30 days without Spotify. Now, $20,000 in a month feels like a lot to most of us struggling musicians. For most struggling artists, $20,000 a month seems like exorbitant to a lot of us, right? But let's contrast that to the CEO of Spotify. How long does it take the CEO of Spotify to make $20,000? He makes $20,000 every 18 minutes. Meanwhile, the artists, the ones who actually create everything, the very thing that makes Spotify what it is, we get crumbs. Most artists are just accepting this, that this is the way. And there are posts going around recently. Bjork called this out. Reggie Watts from Roots reposted this, where she said, Spotify is the worst thing to happen to the music industry. And people are discussing this, and I'm seeing this conversation happen. It's interesting because I was actually planning to do this campaign and this challenge before even I started seeing this. But what I see in the comment sections is sort of resignation of, well, I guess we can't do anything about it. It's just how it is. And so the current system, the current model is give your art for free on Spotify. And then sometimes pay them to try to get onto playlists. And then maybe after millions and millions of streams, you're not going to make money off of it. Hell no. But maybe you'll find a few artists or a few fans of your music, and maybe you get them to go to a show if you're playing a show, or maybe you get them to buy a t-shirt. I'm doing something about this. That seems broken. That feels wrong. And I'm not going to be one of the people who's in the comment sections just complaining about this. This is just the way it is. No, it's not. There could be another option, but we just are accepting that this is the way. So I want you, any of you artists who aren't even musicians, this still matters to you because we need to look. What I'm trying to do here is always find ways for us to re-empower and empower ourselves as artists. I hate complaining about stuff when nobody's going to try something. I'm trying almost single-handedly. I don't see anyone else leading this charge to bring awareness and see what is possible as a contrast and an alternative to this system. I want to offer at least an avenue of hope. So again, I'm not trying to guilt trip anybody. If you have worked hard as a musician to put your stuff on Spotify and try to build that up, I'm not trying to tell anyone, delete that and just follow me. I want you to watch what happens and see if this is possible. See if this makes sense to you and see if this gives you some hope. To just accept that this is the way things are is not the spirit of an artist, in my opinion. Time and time again, throughout all cultures, artists are the tastemakers. We decide what becomes culture. We create the movements. Think about Facebook. Facebook is old people right now. Nobody young likes Facebook. Nobody young is barely even on Facebook. It feels lame because at some point, I don't know, platforms or tastes start to age up, and then the younger generation comes around and they want to rebel against it. For us just to say, well, I guess we're just going to be bent over and screwed by our corporate overlords, that seems like anti-artist, very anti-punk rock, even though I was never like a punk guy, but I grew up in the underground music scene in the 90s. So I'm just saying, what if we all said no more? Because right now, a lot of people are just hoping that the big leaders, the Taylor Swifts or the big artists will say, all right, this isn't fair. We're going to lead the way off of Spotify. But it's too late for that. It's way too late for that. The record labels are the biggest shareholders in Spotify. So they're investing in it succeeding, meanwhile paying their artists nearly nothing. So at some point, this has to be an underground grassroots movement of us independent artists saying, I don't accept this. I'm not going to feed the beast that is punishing me, that is using me. And of course, I've talked on this channel and other places where I don't believe our first pursuit as an artist is to try to make money. No. However, if you're making something valuable and people value it and they are willing to pay for it, and someone else comes along and says, you know what, I'll take that profit for myself, meanwhile you get screwed and you're struggling to survive, then this is a matter of what's right and not accepting this. So this is why I'm taking on this crusade into my own hands, and not just for me, but hopefully for all of us, to at least be bold enough and to take some risk, step way out of our comfort zones, and to challenge the status quo, because that's what artists do. We challenge the status quo. And I'm just one guy. I'm selling a song that's very niche. It is not pop. It is not super marketable for mainstream. It is gothic. It is slow. And I'm like a middle-aged guy. I'm not some hot young thing dancing around on TikTok. So if I can pull this off, then there is hope for you. Seriously, so much more hope for you. There are so many more people that are so much more marketable than I am. And every day I am getting up and not yet seeing this thing spread like wildfire, but I'm taking it upon myself to challenge this and get better every single day. And look to see, okay, where can I improve my messaging? Where can I improve my communication? How can I inspire people? How can I empower people? And I'm just the very early days, but I'm literally taking on not only the Goliath of Spotify, I'm taking on the Goliath of social media. And it feels like maybe there's, I don't know, I'm trying to get too victim-y. I don't know if it's just throttling my reach or what, but there's some frustration that I'm feeling with that. But this is my personal challenge and I'm committed to it. And I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because I grew up in the 80s and 90s and Rocky was like one of my favorite movies, but I'm too hopeful. I'm full of hope and I love hope. I believe in us as artists. And so I'm putting myself out there in ways that are very playful, that are fun, that are informative. So go to my Instagram and see what I'm talking about, because I'm not just being self-righteous about this. And I'll do another video after this to show you in my process all the things that I am doing, because it would be stupid for me just to put out a couple posts and say, hey, buy my song for $1 on Bandcamp and expect things to happen. No, I have to shout this from the mountaintops. I have to communicate with skill and passion. All these things. And there's a strategy to all of this that I'm employing. And it's a 30-day strategy. I know it's bold. I know it's ambitious. I know it may be foolish. But someone has to do it. And I don't see anyone doing it. I see people complaining about it. And then I see people still putting up their songs on Spotify and following this model that is just not going to work. It doesn't seem fair. So let me illustrate this very clearly. If you have a song, and this applies to any of you, if you're making a painting or if you're writing a book, you make your piece of art and then you need to market it. So you go on social media, or maybe you do things locally, whatever it is, you need to tell the world that you made something amazing that they may love and you love sharing with them. Right now, artists are basically saying, hey, I made this amazing song. go listen to it on Spotify, add it to your playlist so that I can get paid 0.003 cents per stream. Does that make sense? Whereas there, at least for now, there's an option of Bandcamp. And I wish I was being sponsored by Bandcamp. Bandcamp, if anyone here works at Bandcamp, please connect with me. I could use your support in spreading this message. But with Bandcamp, you sell your song for $1 and you get to keep 80% of that dollar. Seems way more sustainable and just practical than, because you're going to have to promote it anyway. You're going to have to go through this whole hustle of sharing it with the world, marketing it, creating a bunch of content, whatever you want to do, playing shows. Does it make sense to then say, hey, please support me by paying me nothing? If you made a book, would you just say, hey, I wrote this amazing book. Please, I'm going to put all this work into marketing so that I can not earn anything from it. I believe art matters more than that. I believe when you make something beautiful and it touches their soul, lifts their spirits, then people will be happy to pay $1, even $20 for a vinyl, $20 for a book, when there's that connection and when they get to know you. And honestly, this is the new model that I believe in more so. This smaller, niche, passionate fan base, rather than trying to get millions and millions of streams on Spotify, hoping someone notices you and then kind of becomes a fan. What if you work more at a direct, devoted fan base that loves you? And maybe you only need 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 diehard fans who love you. And they're paying a couple bucks here and there, supporting you. That's far more sustainable than the abusive structure that Spotify is employing and lording over us. So this is where I'm at. I wanted to share this with you, with this journey with you, because it is a Herculean effort. I want to share with you the song that I wrote. It's called Resurrection. And there's this beautiful music video. I love the music video. I'm so proud of it. So I would love for you to watch the music video. And right now, what I need more than anything, if you feel inspired by this, if you just want to see if this is possible, then spreading this message to others is paramount. This means going to my social media, sharing this with other artists that you know. If you work with any blogs, if you have a YouTube account that talks about independent music, all these things, connect me. I would love to connect, and so that the message can spread. That's the most important thing right now. If you listen to the song, watch the music video, and if you fall in love with it, then download the song. That'd be an amazing way to support this crusade that I'm on. But even more than that, this mission is really, I'm approaching this as a no-lose situation. And I want you other artists to kind of approach these things as a no-lose situation, having a mindset that what is there to lose? You're literally not making anything off of Spotify. So what if we collectively started to do something together, because we got nothing to lose. We only have something to gain. And that is a sustainable life for ourselves. And that's what I'm here to do. Hopefully I inspire you in some ways to step beyond your comfort zone, step out of your comfort zone, to think boldly, to think creatively. That's what I'm doing with this whole approach. It's not, I really have to think creatively in a lot of fun and interesting ways. So I don't want to belabor the point. I want to finish this video and just say thank you. Thank you for being part of Art in Void. The positive comments are awesome. And I want to keep supporting you. I want to put my skin in the game to show you all that I don't just talk about this stuff. I do it. And I want to inspire you to be doers, not talkers, not dreamers only. All right. Thank you again. Check out the music video. There's a link below. Check out my Instagram. Comments, sharing, all that stuff will help spread the message. And otherwise, keep working on your art and put it out into the world. And don't accept scraps from really abusive corporations. We need to think creatively, not only in our art, but in our entrepreneurial approach into the industry itself, that we want to forge a path that is better for all of us. I'll leave it there. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.